Hey, everyone. Welcome to today's show. I'm going to be talking with you about how thoughts affect your outcome. And this is such a really important topic when we're on our weight loss journey because our behaviors are a direct result of our thoughts. So let's go ahead and dive into this really juicy topic. I'm just going to be touching on a few important parts, but there's so much more about this. And I love really diving into thinking about what I'm thinking about. But let's go ahead and get started. Have you ever had a thought like, I can't do this? Nope. Like while you're trying to do something new or difficult. And think about when you said that, like, I can't do this. Think about how that made you feel. Did it make you feel determined and motivated, or did it make you feel defeated and frustrated? So, when you're faced with the same challenge, but this time you think, I can do this, it's difficult, yes, but I can do hard things because Christ is with me. He's giving me the strength to do it. Like, just thinking differently, it would lead you to feeling more determined and motivated to keep trying, right? So, thinking negative, defeating thoughts literally shuts your brain's problem solving power down and ultimately leads you to right where you thought you couldn't. And so you didn't. So, on the other hand, thinking positive and affirming thoughts really opens up your brain's ability to find the answers that it needs to keep pushing through that unfamiliar until you figure it out. Those types of thoughts motivate you. They keep you moving forward, even in the face of failure, because your thoughts are reminding you that your failure is just an opportunity to learn, to readjust, and to try again. So the I can thoughts lead you to the results you thought you'd have. And ultimately, if you don't give up, you do whatever it was you set out to actually accomplish or learn. And Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And this was a quote that I used to use on my older kids when they were younger and they were facing challenges, especially my oldest son, who's 20 now. But I couldn't stand hearing him say, I can't, like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Every time he would say it, like, I knew he could do it, but his defeating thought was keeping him from actually pushing forward and doing the thing that he really wanted to do. I believed in him, when he didn't. And I reminded him that he could do whatever it was that he was trying to do that he kept saying, I can't do. But if he believed he couldn't, then he was right. And it really wouldn't happen no matter how much I believed in him or how much I encouraged him. If he thought he couldn't do it, he was right. So your thoughts shape your beliefs. And your beliefs drive your actions or even sometimes our inactions. So if you think I'm not worthy of treating my body kindly because no one else has, then that thought forms the belief that it's true. And subconsciously, you're going to act on that belief and you won't treat your body kindly. I did this for a long time. I didn't fuel it properly. I didn't take time to move in ways that benefited my health. I didn't take care of myself the way that I should. And usually I would think thoughts that solidified those beliefs that I'm really just not worth the effort. And those are usually value-based thoughts. And this is an example of thoughts driving a negative action. So when you are thinking negative, mean, self-defeating thoughts, you're ultimately sabotaging your efforts and your actions are going to line up with your thoughts. So let me give you an example of a positive thought driving a beneficial action. So the positive thought can be, I am a temple of the Holy Spirit. I am worthy enough to God that He chose to dwell on the inside of me. That thought leads to higher perceived value. So now I begin to treat my body as the valuable vessel that has purpose and is carefully considered, right? So with this belief based on the thought that I had, I'm now going to treat my body in a totally different way. So like now I believe that I'm valuable and worth the time that it takes to properly care for this vessel that houses the Holy Spirit. So what I do for my body matters. And this is why the reason I don't feel like that magnetic pull to fast food and Doritos anymore isn't because I've just willed myself to ignore them or the desire to eat them. It's really because the desire is totally gone now. I think good things about myself and I believe the truth of the word of God and what he says about me because I'm thinking good things about me. I want to do good things for myself too. So you see how this works? When you think bad things about yourself or you're constantly beating yourself up, the outcome is that you don't really want to do good things for your body or your mind. So why should you, right? You don't like yourself, you don't feel like you're worth it. It's really highly unmotivating to talk trash to yourself all day and then try to do something good for you, right? Like our body goes in the direction or our life goes in the direction of our thoughts, and our thoughts produce our identity. And our identity is what we do, it's how we act and how we view ourselves and the world around us. So Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man or woman thinks, so is he. So I think this proves the point that your thoughts really do affect your outcome. And why don't you think a thought like, I just want to see what happens if I don't give up? It doesn't matter how many times you've started over on this journey to better health. See what would happen if you don't give up. Practice things daily. Allow for mishaps because you know what? You haven't arrived at perfection, which actually doesn't even exist. So give yourself a break there. Disciplined athletes merely choose to practice every day, and that's their discipline. So, choosing to accept their imperfections and move forward despite them is how they're successful, right? I had tried many times to lose weight, and at one point, I actually did lose 100 pounds, and then I gained it back plus some. So, I know what it's like. I do. But I just decided to try one more time. And this time, to do it the right way without giving up, no matter what the current data showed. Okay. I had some weeks and even some months where I lost a little weight or maybe even gained a little weight, but not a lot, here and there. But I thought to myself that even if it was slow, or I was stalled, or I had made some mistakes and regained a little bit of weight, where would I be if I gave up? And people ask me what my secret is, but honestly, it's not a secret. It is two things: mindset shift and simply not giving up, going back to the old habits that weren't actually serving me well to begin with. Those are my secrets. You can't fail if you're still in the process. Okay. It just means that you have to make some changes, maybe in what you're doing. The only way to fail is if you totally quit. So if you stay committed no matter what, and you don't see momentary failures as actually like failure overall or identify as a failure because of those, they're just obstacles or part of the learning process. Look at failure like that. They're part of the process of your ultimate success. So think of the mess ups and the obstacles as rungs on your ladder to where you're going. And the more that you keep going and overcome those roadblocks, the closer you actually are to your ultimate goal. The difference is what I choose to make it mean. You get to choose your thoughts and what story you tell yourself. So if you say, I keep messing up, it's just going to be discouraging and frustrating. And nothing and nobody is requiring you to think that way. Those kind of thoughts would make it really hard for anybody to keep going. So if you choose to never beat yourself up and instead say, hey, I learned something about myself and on something that maybe I need to tweak. Everything changes. Instead of just saying like, I failed, I messed up, I fell off the wagon, I can't stay consistent, yada, yada, yada. Like you can just say things to yourself that's more positive. Like I learned something about myself. Maybe there's some changes I need to make. Okay. I see where I can adjust here. Success is all in the story that you choose to tell yourself. So choose carefully what you're thinking. And if you do that and commit to never giving up, you're going to be amazed at what can happen in your weight loss journey and in your journey to better health in general. So I want to challenge you today to make a fresh commitment, a real commitment, not one that you let yourself out of when things get tough, but get to work on your mindset and just decide not to give up ever because you're worth it. So listen, if you are on a weight loss journey or you're on a journey to getting healthier inside out, whether you have some mindset things you would like to readjust, or you have physical weight like to lose, or emotions that you'd like to learn how to handle better, I want to invite you into Revitalize Biblical Wellness, which is a free Facebook group. I would love to have you be part of that. So if you'd like to join us, click the link below. I'm going to leave that down there for you. And this is just a community of women who get together on the internet and support each other in their goals to better health. And we do practice biblical wellness principles. So you're going to find lots and lots of encouragement about identity and who you are in Christ, and scripture to back up how we should live our lives healthy from the inside out and treat ourselves well and learn to love the creation that God created us to be. So if that sounds like a place you want to be, surrounded by women who are going to encourage you and lift you up in your journey as well, I'd love for you to join us, and I will see you on the inside.